עושים בזאת על הקמת מדינה יהודית בארץ ישראל, היא מדינת ישראל.
So there we were living with the Israelis. We're in a new environment. KBY is not Stamazoi in the middle of Yerushalayim, in the middle of nowhere. We have the cows on the farm in the kibbutz right nearby. We're there in a world in Olam B'fnei Atzmo.
My name is Don Well, and I was a member of the first group of Americans, of B'nai Chul, that came to Israel in 1956. We got there by boat, and we arrived Erev Rosh Hashanah a little bit later than we expected to, and we fell asleep during my ride. It was a very active and dynamic year. It was the year of Milchemet Kadesh, of the Sinai campaign. All the Talmidim of KBY then, former in the first 2 years and present during the time that we were there, served in the army, so that when the Sinai situation broke open, the yeshiva emptied out. Everybody went and took up their positions. They were preparing for war. The Rosh Yeshiva did everything he could to encourage everybody to keep up the level of learning during the war period. There were 3 shiurim in the yeshiva then, I think. Rosh Yeshiva, Rav Sinai Adler, who was also the posek of the yeshiva. Rav Grossberg was the mashgiach. He didn't teach a shiur. Dov Rappel taught Yeshivat HaKibbutz Hadati, and I may have missed one. We had shiurim once a week from Rav Mordechai Breuer, Zichron Livracha. Rav Bar Shaul, Zichron Livracha, also came in and gave a shmuz once a week. We came to the yeshiva. It was altogether different from what you see today. There were rooms on the side. There was a mechitza in front that separated the dining hall from the Beis Medrash. The Beis Medrash was open to the birds, literally. There was no Italian Oren Kodesh. There were no other buildings around. We lived in barracks outside, and it was during that time they began to plant trees. The Talmidim themselves planted the trees.
On June the 5th, 1967, Israeli forces launched an all-out attack on Arab forces in the Sinai Desert, and so began the Six-Day War.
אנחנו בתוך העיר העתיקה. הר הבית בידינו, כאן תמיד, הר הבית בידינו.
The major influence that KBY had was seeing the commitment of the senior students, of the Rebbeim, the dedication to learning, living the motto of Hatznei Lechet im Elokecha, the modesty that the Talmidim and the Rebbeim exemplified was absorbed by all the students.
I studied in Yavne from Elul of 1965 till after the war in 1967. For the next 3 years, I went back during the summer to learn for a month or two. And for the next 25 years, I went to Yavne for Yom Kippur. The highlight has always been the davening on Yamim Noraim. Rafi Posen had a most inspiring davening. My learning in the yeshiva in Yavne had a lasting effect on me. It was the Rebbeim that I had there that became for me a gold standard in how to learn. And I was always comparing my next Rebbe after that to the ones that I had in Yavne. Rabbi Aberman was of particular influence on me, and he remains to this day my rabbi, my mentor, and my friend. Thinking about Rav Moshe Diamantman will always bring a smile to my face. I was in his shiur for much of my second year, and it was most enjoyable. Having been in Yavne during the lead up to the Six-Day War and seeing my friends, the Israelis, being called up day after day to serve in the army, that's when I decided that I too should serve in the army. So in fact, I finished college and went back and served.
My particular experience was unique insofar as I was privileged to be in Eretz Yisrael in Tavshin Chav Zayin during the Six-Day War. We were digging trenches to try to enable the Rebbe's to find shelter in case there was a bomb coming from a plane. We experienced on the second day of the war an air raid in the middle of Shachris. We all ran to the Miklat, and we were fearful for our lives. A week after the Yom Yerushalayim, we were, with the entire yeshiva, went to the Kotel HaMaravi on the morning of Shavuos, and it was open for the first time to the general public. These experiences are absolutely unforgettable. To the tremendous credit of the Bnei Chutz La'aretz in Kerem B'Yavneh, everyone stayed. We felt we wanted to be together with the people of Am Yisrael Be'ez Tzara, and we felt tremendous joy when we were with them Be'ez Simcha. Who could forget the sichot that Rav Goldach Zal gave about this amazing topic? And once again, he tried to maintain that balance between the importance of Yerushalayim and Eretz Yisrael and Torah. And he said, as important as it is, don't forget the Sein Chalkeinu B'Sarasecha. These are lessons which have been with me my entire life.
סמוך לשעה 2 אחרי הצהריים, פתחו צבאות מצרים וסוריה בהתקפה נגד ישראל.
נחטף מטוס של חברת התעופה הצרפתית אייר פרנס שהיה בדרכו מתל אביב לפריז. הם הגיעו סמוך לטרמינל באנטבה ופרצו לשטח שבו הוחזקו החטופים.
Kerem B'Yavneh was an influence to me because it showed us that one can be both in the secular world and in the religious learning world. Kerem B'Yavneh wasn't trying to produce the majority of students to be Rabbeim. They were trying to produce the majority of students to be Balabatim who took learning seriously and tried incorporating Torah values in their everyday life. Kovea Itim Torah is a major part of my life, and my day starts with learning and ends with learning, and that's the beautiful part that Yavna and in general Torah values can teach to one, that serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Avodas Hashem can take place and does take place in every aspect of our life. Many of the judges, lawyers, physicians in Eretz Yisrael came from Kerem B'Yavneh and continue to come from Kerem B'Yavneh. The ongoing kesher that I've had with Kerem B'Yavneh has been through the students, but mainly through the wonderful executive director, Eli Klein, who has been the silent face of Kerem B'Yavneh for all of us in Chutz La'aretz, and his dedication to the yeshiva has paid off, and he's really incorporated all the values of Kerem B'Yavneh and taught us how to live an appropriate life.
I remember the Rosh Yeshiva Zatzal. I remember Shabbos listening to him speak 2 or 3 times. That was the highlight of my week. I also remember Rabbi Erech, my Makchir. And I remember it was the first year that Rabbi Ridvan was Mashgiach. And he gave a shmooze Thursday night, Yotzim Nechal. There are many good yeshivas, but Kerem B'Yavneh, in my opinion, is the best. Kerem B'Yavneh boy is classy, smart, and true Talmid Chacham. Kerem B'Yavneh caused me to have Torah and Limud Torah as the center of my being. I'm very proud of my son Tovi, along with my wife Rochelle. We are very proud that Tovi followed in my footsteps and went to Kerem B'Yavneh. I'm sorry he didn't get to know the Rosh Yeshiva Zatzal, but it is in good hands with the Rosh Yeshiva today. Rav Blachman has been a wonderful influence on Tovi, both in his learning and in his midos. We are very, very proud and happy that he had this opportunity.
I distinctly remember for the entire time that I was here. The amazing ruach, the amazing avirah that existed amongst the boys, between the Rebbeim and the Talmidim, even between the boys and some of the other staff members. KBY really offered the opportunity to integrate into Israeli culture. I feel that even though we may come from very different backgrounds, I find that when it comes down to sitting down in the Beis Medrash or sitting down in a shir and the Gemaras are open in front of you, it's a common language that everybody speaks. In 1974, the year after the war, when my father was here, there was a big memorial for the Talmidim from that war in the yeshiva, and I remember him talking about how he had just arrived from Canada. It was his first time in Israel, and seeing the mothers of the soldiers and the fathers of the soldiers and just their whole families really emotional and crying, and hearing the Rebbeim talk about the boys, and it made him feel almost immediately a part of the family, and just really crystallized for him the strength of the yeshiva and of the concept of Hesder and what it meant to him. And he passed that along to me, and I can honestly say that it's something that I've carried with me not only through my experiences in the yeshiva, but also to this day. There's no question that my 2 years in KBY helped instill in me that passion, that love, and that desire to spend a considerable amount of time right after getting married here in the country. If a person is looking for a genuine learning experience, one in which they can really grow in Torah and Yirat Shamayim, and become, as Rabbi Katz often says, a professional Talmud Chacham, one who may live in the secular world and be a professional in that sense, but at the same time has the true ikar, the true foundation of being a Ben Torah and a Talmud Chacham, they should look no further than KBY. It's simply the best yeshiva in the world.
שיהודה ושומרון לא לערפאת ולמרצחיו, אלא לעם ישראל ובניו לדורי דור.
ושבו בנים ושבו בנים ושבו בנים ושבו בנים ושבו בנים לגבולם ושבו בנים ושבו בנים ושבו בנים ושבו בנים ושבו
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
The experience at KBY taught me a sense of what Yirat Shamayim is, a real sense of awe, of reverence. Also taught me a sense of seriousness. You had young men who were waiting before they were going to go back to the army. Every evening, every day, every lunch break, they took it seriously. They used their minutes well. They used the opportunity God was giving them to delve into the substance of what Judaism is.
Well, I have great memories of KBY. The Rebbes were fantastic, a lot of different shiurim. The fact that there was a lot of boys from different places, New York, but also a lot from Europe, from Paris. I was there with boys that I knew from Belgium. KBY is known as the, if not one, the best yeshiva, especially in the Hesder world. Boys who go there are serious in their learning, the limud, and also in their hashkafa, in Yiddishkeit. I knew the Rosh Yeshiva, Rav Goldwicht, Alav Shalom, was a figure in my mind, and I really wanted to learn under his leadership. KBY make me feel now that I have to I want to study. I love Torah and I want to study. I even continue to study on a regular basis.
The learning I did in KBY was something that really set me on a good footing for the learning I would be able to do in the future. The chavrusas I had there, I retained connections to after leaving the yeshiva. There were some really outstanding Talmidei Chachamim who were in yeshiva with me. People who today are Ramim and Rebbeim in yeshivos across the spectrum. And hard to believe, but it's been over 20 years since my time in the yeshiva. And consistently over the years, I have been impressed by the fellows who have come back from Keren B'Yavneh. First, those who came back from Keren B'Yavneh and went to YU, and then in more recent years, the ones who have come back from Keren B'Yavneh and come to learn in our own Beit Midrash here in Toronto. So my wish for the yeshiva on its 60th anniversary is to continue Mechayel El Chayel, Bor Hashem, to continue to really go from strength to strength in the light of Hashem.
Although there were a lot of memorable moments in Keren B'Yavneh, I think I really took two away. The first one is during my first day of Keren B'Yavneh, and I walked in. I actually came a day late, and I walked into the Beit Midrash, and everyone was in the middle of their chavrutot, and I saw one of my friends from Toronto, Moshe Hillel Lipson, and he was learning with another one of my soon-to-be good friends, who was David Friedman. And I walked up to him and I asked him what they were learning, if I could join them. And they said, yeah, for sure. And for me, that was like a really warm experience that really continued throughout my experience at Keren B'Yavneh. Everyone that I met was very smart. No one was haughty and everyone was warm and welcoming. The skills that I acquired at Keren B'Yavneh gave me the critical analysis that I used in undergrad in studying philosophy and going forward in studying law in this coming year.
For my years in Keren B'Yavneh, I have memories of the vibrant Beis Medrash that was active from early in the morning till very late at night. Challenging shiurim that were given by Rabbanim who were both sensitive to the curiosity and the wanting of the students to learn, and the growth of each individual student. As a student who aspires to get into medical school, to be a doctor, I'm actually taking my MCAT in 2 days from now. And truly what Keren B'Yavneh has contributed to my school experience, it has truly taught me the ability to sit down and analyze material and to really apply oneself towards getting information out of material provided. So just like one sits and looks at a Gemara and really tries to glean the valuable information and critically analyze it, so too as a student, I think that my experience in Keren B'Yavneh has really taught me to hone information and to really apply myself and to glean what I can from it.
I am a proud parent of Uzi Malevsky, who is spending his second year now in Keren B'Yavneh, studying, growing, and having a very good time because he is finding true fulfillment in Yeshivas Keren B'Yavneh. My son has the ability of developing a very close relationship with Rabbi Stav, going on the well-known walks throughout the campus. An environment with other serious boys who want to learn, who want to grow, who want to develop their own personality with Torah, Derech Eretz, a love for Eretz Yisrael, a love for Am Yisrael. The environment is perfect. As mentioned in Pirkei Avos, Ben Shishim LeZikna. Zikna, according to our tradition, is Zeh Shekana Chachma, the one who has acquired wisdom. And Keren B'Yavneh has not just acquired wisdom, it has transmitted wisdom.
When I think about my Shana Aleph and all the great experiences I had during it, the two main factors that stick out at me the most was, first of all, the ability to just sit in a Beis Medrash and not have to worry about anything else other than just learning the Gemara, the Sugya that we were dealing with, and just being able to concentrate purely on that. The second thing that I found was very important during my Shana Aleph was the chevra that I was able to be involved with. The level of learning was one that I've never seen before. The friendships that I was able to create that will last a lifetime. And both of those things were reasons that I chose to come back for Shana Bet. The fact that I have been given the ability to by my parents is something that I very much appreciate. The ability to continue my learning in the Beis Medrash, to be able to grow. And I really feel like that Shana Bet will be what cements everything that I gained in Shana Aleph, along with gaining a lot more. Whatever my plans are, the 2 years in Keren B'Yavneh will definitely have a major effect on whatever I choose to do.
For 60 years, Keren B'Yavneh has provided a wonderful chinuch, a wonderful education, creating talmidim who are following a Masoros, a tradition of valuing the Torah of Israel, valuing the land of Israel, and valuing the people of Israel. So we wish a Mazel Tov to Kerem B'Yavne for 60 years of great achievement. And Be'ezras Hashem, may they continue doing this tremendous work, which is indeed very unique, for many years to come. And may the 60 years give them the strength, the courage, and the chizik to continue doing the wonderful job.
At Kerem B'Yavne, we're not just Talmidei HaYeshiva, like Rav Ober taught us, we were B'nai HaYeshiva. Let Hashem give nachas ruach to Rosh Yeshiva Zatzal, and of course to the wonderful Rebbeim, because this is a yeshiva that has changed lives. It certainly has changed my life forever.
As we celebrate 60 years of accomplishment, we look forward to the next 60 years. Ad Mea B'Yashim Shana.
ישיבת כרם ביבנה, במשך 60 שנה שהיא קיימת, העמידה דורות של תלמידי חכמים. מתוך שאיפה שתלמידי כרם ביבנה יהיו גדולי תורה, תלמידי חכמים, אוהבי תורה, זה נעשה מתוך תלמוד תורה ואהבת התלמידים. תלמידים שמגיעים לכרם ביבנה מחוץ לארץ, אנחנו מייקרים אותם, אוהבים אותם, ושיקחו עם הכוחות הלאה ויקימו בתים נאמנים בעם ישראל לדורות הבאים.
It's my bracha that all those Talmidim who choose Kerem B'Yavne going forward will be able to relive similar experiences, and the yeshiva should continue to go under its new leadership, Mechayel El Chayel, to be a beacon of light to all those who love Torah, who love Eretz Yisrael and Am Yisrael, until the Mashiach comes from here of Yamein.